My name is Don Bennink. I'm a dairy farmer from Florida in the USA. We milk about 4,300 cows. We'd have 4,800 cows milking and dry, and raise all our own replacements, grow a lot of our own feed, of course deal with a very hot, humid climate, which we try very hard to provide an environment for our cows that's favorable. Essentially, since 2009, we've had genomics become part of the picture, and it's becoming more and more of the picture. It's allowing us to have animals that are healthier. It's a lot easier to know their genetics immediately rather than wait until they're older cows, 5, 6, 7 years old. We can know almost as much on a calf at 6 weeks old as we do on a 5-year-old cow, what their genetics are. This lets us improve at a much faster rate. The number of things that are tested for in genomics is probably 60, 70, 80 different items. And really, to make progress, you need to pick the few that are the most important to you. And sometimes what some people are picking are really not that important to the dairy farmer, but to the individual who is making the decisions. They're important to him, but his income is not coming from his milk check. It's coming from other sources. But for the dairy farmer, he needs a trouble-free cow that gives a lot of milk and stays around a long time. He picks the various parts of genomics that are tied to longer life, higher production, and less susceptible to diseases and those kind of things. With the old pedigree values, it was about 15. With genomics, it's upwards of 70% reliable. And inbreeding just gets you in trouble. You lose a lot of disease resistance. Animals are not as healthy. We're also inbreeding certain characteristics and recessives because these bulls that they're inbreeding from meet certain standards, but they don't, like there are some things that affect cheese making that the inbreeding, because these bulls fit some people's standard, but inbreeding them makes their milk less and less valuable for cheese and things of that sort. Inbreeding is generally downhill, less disease resistance, less fertility. We're not taking advantage of the animals we have to select from. They're out there, but we're adding in some factors that really have nothing to do with the bottom line of dairy farming that are reducing our choices. Pick out what affects your profitability the most and really work toward getting animals that are very high in those areas, plus meet your standards in other areas. If you just use average Holsteins, the crossbreeds will be more fertile. But if you're using the very best Holsteins for fertility, you'll get higher fertility than you will with crossbreeding. You make the first cross, it can be moderately successful, but as you keep crossing, you really don't know what you're going to end up with. You're not breeding to a specific direction.